Imagine it's 1941. Europe is at war. Cities are being bombed. Families sleep in underground shelters. Food is rationed. Jobs are uncertain. And every newspaper seems to carry another story of loss. This should be the worst possible time to worry about how you look. And yet, women are buying lipstick. Fast forward 60 years. The dot-com bubble has burst. The world is reeling after the September 11th attacks. Economists expect luxury spending to collapse. Instead, one cosmetics executive notices something unexpected. Lipstick sales appear surprisingly resilient. He gives the phenomenon a name: the lipstick index. The theory is simple. When people can't justify expensive luxuries, they still look for small, affordable treats. Instead of buying a designer handbag, they might buy a new lipstick. It's a fascinating idea. But is it actually true? The answer is sort of. The phrase was popularized by Leonard Lauder, chairman of Estee Lauder, in 2001. Since then, researchers have looked for evidence that lipstick sales consistently rise during recessions. The results have been mixed. Some economic downturns did see stronger lipstick sales. Others didn't. Sometimes consumers bought skincare instead. Sometimes nail polish or hair color performed better. So economists today are cautious about treating the lipstick index as a reliable economic indicator. But here's the interesting part. Even if the product changes, the behavior doesn't. Again and again, people facing uncertainty reach for small luxuries that make life feel just a little more normal. Which raises a bigger question. If it isn't really about lipstick, what are people actually buying? For most of history, makeup wasn't an everyday purchase. It was expensive, exclusive, and usually reserved for the wealthy. In ancient Egypt, cosmetics reflected status. During the Renaissance, beauty rituals separated the aristocracy from everyone else. In Elizabethan England, women even copied Queen Elizabeth I's pale complexion using dangerous lead-based makeup. Beauty wasn't simply about looking attractive. It was a way of signaling power, wealth, and social position. Then the 20th century changed everything. Factories made cosmetics cheaper to produce. Department stores brought them within reach of ordinary women, and Hollywood introduced a new kind of celebrity. For the first time, millions of women around the world watched the same glamorous actresses on cinema screens. Perfect lipstick, carefully shaped eyebrows, and flawless complexions became part of the dream that films were selling. Lipstick was one of the few pieces of that dream almost anyone could afford. It was small, portable, relatively inexpensive, and for many women, it became part of the ritual of preparing to face the world. Then history gave lipstick an entirely new meaning. During the First and Second World Wars, millions of women entered factories, offices, and industries that had previously been dominated by men. Governments understood that morale mattered. In Britain and the United States, maintaining a neat appearance wasn't always dismissed as vanity. Cosmetic companies even produced patriotic shades, including Elizabeth Arden's famous Victory Red, designed to complement women's military uniforms. A tube of lipstick couldn't end a war, but it could send a message. Life would continue. Normality would survive. Hope wasn't canceled. Perhaps that's why lipstick endured through some of history's darkest years. Not because it solved problems, but because it reminded people that they were still living, not simply surviving. When the war ended, women didn't simply disappear from the workforce. Many remained, and over the following decades, increasing numbers entered professions that had once been closed to them. For the first time, millions of women weren't just being seen, they were being interviewed, promoted, evaluated. First impressions suddenly mattered in new ways. Psychologists have shown that human beings form opinions about competence, confidence, and trustworthiness within seconds of meeting someone. Whether those judgments are fair is another matter entirely, but they exist. Women quickly realized that appearance could influence how seriously they were taken. Lipstick became part of that equation, not because red lipstick made someone more intelligent, but because looking polished often changed how other people responded. Even today, politicians wear makeup before televised debates. News presenters spend time in the makeup chair before every broadcast. Public speakers prepare carefully before stepping onto a stage. Presentation shapes perception. For many women, applying lipstick became less about decoration and more about preparation. Like an athlete following a pre-game routine, or a musician taking a deep breath before walking on stage, it became a familiar ritual before stepping into situations that demanded confidence. The lipstick wasn't creating confidence. It was simply helping some women access confidence that was already there. But history has a habit of changing the meaning of things, because what begins as a choice doesn't always stay one. This is where beauty becomes complicated. Many of the beauty practices we take for granted today began as expressions of freedom. Women chose shorter hairstyles. They chose brighter lipstick. They chose careers. They chose to redefine what femininity could look like. But over time, society quietly changed the question. Instead of asking, "Would you like to wear makeup?" it began asking, "Why aren't you wearing any?" Think about the comments many women have heard. "You look tired." "Are you feeling all right? You look so much better with makeup." None of these comments are necessarily meant to be hurtful, but together they reveal an assumption that a woman's natural face is somehow unfinished. By the late 20th century, that expectation had spread into many workplaces. Flight attendants were often required to wear lipstick. Television presenters were expected to appear fully made up. Women in customer-facing roles were frequently given appearance standards that included cosmetics. Some genuinely enjoyed wearing makeup, others didn't. But for many, the line between personal choice and professional expectation had begun to blur. We've seen this pattern before throughout history. Corsets, pale skin, thinness. Again and again, beauty begins as a choice before quietly becoming an expectation. And that's where the real beauty lie begins. If the lipstick index were invented today, it probably wouldn't be about lipstick at all. It might be skincare, luxury perfume, Botox, lash extensions, or the latest miracle serum. Because the psychology hasn't changed. When life feels uncertain, people naturally look for areas they can still control. Psychologists call this a compensatory sense of control. When the world feels unpredictable, even small routines can restore a feeling of stability. Think about your own life. When things become stressful, you might organize a cupboard, go for a run, bake bread, or spend 10 minutes on your skincare routine. None of those activities solve the larger problem, but they remind you that not everything is out of your hands. Beauty rituals often work in exactly the same way. They create moments of order in an unpredictable world. That's why dismissing beauty as simple vanity misses something important. For many people, these rituals provide comfort, normality, even hope. The beauty industry understands this remarkably well. Advertisements rarely sell products alone. They sell feelings. A moisturizer promises youth. A foundation promises confidence. The message isn't simply, "Buy this product." It's, "Become this person," and that's an incredibly powerful promise, because confidence is something we all want. The danger isn't in enjoying beauty. The danger comes when we begin believing we need a product before we're allowed to feel confident, when the product becomes permission. So, Was the lipstick index ever really about lipstick? Maybe not. Maybe it was always about something much deeper. Throughout history, beauty has offered people moments of comfort during uncertain times, a familiar ritual before facing the day, a reminder that life still contains moments of joy, a small act of care in a world that sometimes feels beyond our control. There's nothing wrong with that. Beauty can be creative, it can be joyful, it can help us express who we are. The problem begins when those personal choices quietly become social expectations. When confidence becomes something we're told to buy instead of something we already possess. Because that's the pattern we've uncovered again and again throughout this series. Beauty begins as a choice. It becomes a trend. Then, almost without anyone noticing, it becomes a rule. The lipstick index isn't really a story about economics. It's a story about human nature, about hope, about identity, and about our desire to hold on to something familiar when everything else feels uncertain. Maybe that's why lipstick survived wars, recessions, and revolutions. Not because it changed the world, but because, for a brief moment, it helped people believe they could still face it. And perhaps that's the real beauty lie. Not that beauty exists, but that we've been taught to believe it lives inside a product rather than inside ourselves. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think beauty rituals are empowering, or have they quietly become expectations? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to explore more of the surprising history behind the beauty standards we've inherited, don't forget to subscribe. Because every beauty trend has a history, and every history hides a beauty lie.